Welcome to my channel Book 2 Fluent. I am Adam, and today I am going to show you something that most English learners never understand. Why your brain stops you from speaking English fluently even when you know the words, and how you can train it to speak automatically without fear. Tell me honestly in the comments, does your mind go blank when you try to speak English? Chapter 1. Your brain is not your enemy. You know, most people who try to learn English feel something very strange inside their mind. They sit with words, they learn grammar, they understand many things, but when the moment comes to speak, everything stops. The mind becomes blank, the heart starts beating faster, and a quiet voice inside says, "I cannot do this." If you have ever felt this, then listen carefully, because this is not your failure. This is not your weakness. This is not because you are bad at English. This is something much deeper, and once you understand it, everything will start to change in a very powerful way. Your brain is not your enemy. Your brain is simply doing what it has learned for many years. It is protecting you. It is following old habits, and those habits are not wrong, they are just not useful for English yet. From the day you were born, your brain started learning your native language. It heard it every day. It used it every day. It became fast. It became natural. It became automatic. You never had to think before speaking. Words came out easily because your brain was trained again and again without pressure, without fear, without overthinking. Now suddenly, you are asking your brain to do the same thing in English, a language it has not used in the same way. So what does your brain do? It tries to go back to what feels safe. It goes back to your native language. It slows down. It becomes confused, not because it is weak, but because it is loyal to what it already knows. This is a very important truth. Your brain always chooses what feels familiar, not what is new. And here is where most learners make a big mistake. They start blaming themselves. They say, "I am not good at English." They say, "My memory is weak." They say, "I cannot speak like others." But the truth is very different. Your brain is not stopping you. Your brain is simply following a system that you have trained for years. Imagine you drive a car on the same road every day. That road becomes easy. You know every turn. Now one day, someone tells you to take a new road. At first, you feel slow. You feel unsure. You make mistakes. But does that mean you cannot drive? No, it simply means you are learning a new path. English is that new path. And your brain just needs time and the right practice to make it smooth. Let me tell you something powerful that can change the way you see yourself from today. You already have the ability to speak fluently. Yes, you heard that right. You already have it, because you are already fluent in your own language. Your brain already knows how to learn language. It already knows how to form sentences. It already knows how to communicate feelings, ideas, and thoughts. The system is already inside you. The only thing missing is training that system in English. This is not about building something new. This is about redirecting something that already exists. And when you understand this, fear starts to disappear. Pressure becomes lighter. You stop fighting yourself. Now think about this question for a moment. What if your problem is not English? What if your problem is only the way your brain is trained? And if training created the problem, then training can solve it too. This is where your power begins, because habits can be changed, patterns can be replaced, and your brain is always ready to learn, no matter your age, no matter your level, no matter your past experience. Your brain is flexible, it is always adapting, but it needs the right signals. It needs repetition. It needs simple, clear actions again and again. Most people try to learn English in a very heavy way. They try to learn too many words. They focus too much on grammar. They try to be perfect before they speak. And this creates pressure inside the brain. The brain starts to feel that English is difficult. It starts to avoid it. But when learning becomes simple, when it becomes small, when it becomes natural, the brain starts to relax. And when the brain is relaxed, it learns faster. This is the secret that many people never understand. Fluency does not come from stress. It comes from comfort and repetition. You need to stop seeing your brain as something that is stopping you. Instead, start seeing it as something that is waiting for your guidance. Your brain is like a machine that learns from what you do every day. If you give it fear, it learns fear. If you give it silence, it learns silence. But if you give it small speaking practice every day, it learns speaking. If you give it simple English thoughts again and again, it starts building new patterns. Slowly, those patterns become strong. Slowly, English starts to feel normal. And one day, you will notice something amazing. Words will start coming without force. Sentences will start forming without fear. And you will think, when did this happen? It will happen quietly, because your brain has been training in the background. So from today, make a simple decision. Stop fighting your brain. Start training it. Stop saying, I cannot speak. Start saying, I am learning to train my brain. This small change in thinking will create a big change in your journey. You are not behind. You are not late. You are simply at the beginning of a new training process. And the best part is, once your brain learns this new system, it will never forget it. Just like your first language, English will also become a natural part of you.
Back, Jack, choose it down. And remember this powerful truth.
You do not need to be perfect to start. You just need to start to become powerful. Your brain is ready. It has always been ready. Now it is your turn to guide it in the right direction. Chapter 2. Stop translating. Start thinking. Now let's talk about the biggest hidden problem that silently destroys your fluency. This is something almost every learner does without realizing it. You think in your native language first, then you try to translate into English, then you check if the sentence is correct, then you feel unsure, and in the end you stay silent. This whole process happens in just a few seconds, but it is enough to stop your speaking completely. And the more you repeat this habit, the stronger it becomes. Your brain starts believing that English is slow, difficult, and stressful. But the truth is simple and powerful. English is not slow. Translation is slow. English is not difficult. Translation makes it difficult. Translation makes it difficult. Let's go inside your mind for a moment and see what really happens when you try to speak using translation. First, a thought comes in your native language. It feels natural because your brain is trained in it. Then your brain starts searching for English words. It struggles because it is not used to thinking directly in English. Then you start worrying about grammar. Is this correct? Is this wrong? Then fear enters. What if I make a mistake? What if people laugh? And just like that, your confidence drops. Your mind becomes blank, and you stop. This is not because you don't know English. This is because your brain is overloaded. Too many steps. Too much pressure. Now imagine something different. Imagine your thought comes directly in English. It is simple, it is small, but it is fast. You say, I am tired. You say, I go now. You say, I like this. No translation, no extra thinking, just direct expression. This is how fluent speakers speak, not because they know more grammar, but because their brain is trained to think directly in the language. This is the real goal, not perfect sentences, not big vocabulary. The real goal is simple, direct thinking. Here is something very important you need to understand. Your brain does not learn language through rules first. It learns through usage, through repetition, through simple patterns again and again. That is how you learned your first language. You did not sit with grammar books when you were a child. You listened, you copied, you repeated, you made mistakes, and slowly your brain built the system. The same thing will happen with English if you train it in the right way. But if you keep translating, you are not letting your brain build that system. You are forcing it to depend on your native language every time. And that is why fluency never comes. Now I want you to try something with me right now, just for a few seconds. Look around you. Don't use your native language. Try to think in English, even if it is broken, even if it is very simple. Say in your mind, I see a table. This is my phone. I am sitting. Try it now. What happened? Maybe you felt slow. Maybe you felt uncomfortable. That is okay. That feeling is not failure. That feeling is training. That is your brain trying to build a new path. And every time you do this, even for a few seconds, you are getting closer to fluency. Most learners wait to become perfect before they start thinking in English. But this is the biggest mistake. You don't become perfect first. You become fluent first, and then perfection improves slowly. If you wait for perfect grammar, your brain will always stay stuck. But if you allow yourself to think in simple English, even with mistakes, your brain starts learning faster. It starts connecting words directly to meaning, not through translation. And this is the moment where real progress begins. Let me give you a very simple and powerful method. Start with very small thoughts. Do not try to speak long sentences. Do not try to impress anyone. Just train your brain. Say things like, I am hungry, I am happy, I go home, I watch video. These sentences may feel too easy, but they are not weak. They are powerful because they are direct, they are fast, and they are building your thinking system. Once your brain becomes comfortable with small sentences, it will naturally grow. It will add more words. It will improve structure. But the base must be simple. You also need to change the way you see mistakes. Right now, maybe you feel that mistakes are something bad, something embarrassing. But in reality, mistakes are signals. They show your brain what to improve. Every wrong sentence is a step forward. Every broken sentence is practice. If you stop speaking because of fear, your brain gets no signal. It learns nothing. But if you speak, even with mistakes, your brain starts adjusting. It starts improving automatically. Here is a powerful truth that you should remember every day. Fluency is speed, not perfection. Fluency is flow, not correctness. When you focus too much on being correct, you stop the flow. But when you focus on expressing your idea, even in a simple way, the flow begins. And once the flow begins, improvement becomes natural. So from today, make a new rule for yourself. No more translating every thought. Start thinking directly in English, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it feels slow. That discomfort is growth. That slowness is the beginning of speed. You are not losing anything. You are building something powerful inside your brain. And one day, something amazing will happen. You will not even notice it at first. You will think something, and it will come in English without effort. No translation, no pause, just natural. And in that moment, you will realize that your brain has changed. You are no longer translating. You are thinking. And that is the moment when real fluency begins. Chapter 3: Train your brain with daily micro-practice. Now we come to the most powerful part of your journey. This is where everything starts becoming real. Because understanding is not enough. Motivation is not enough. Even watching this video is not enough. What truly changes your brain is daily action. Small action. Simple action. Repeated again and again. Most learners think they need long study hours. They believe that one day they will sit for 2 or 3 hours and suddenly become fluent. But the brain does not work like this. The brain does not change with pressure. It changes with patterns. And patterns are built through small daily practice, not big one-time effort. Let me tell you something very honest. You don't need more time. You need better use of your time. Even 5 minutes a day can start changing your brain if you use it correctly. But those 5 minutes must be focused. They must be consistent. They must be real. This is where most people fail. Not because they cannot learn, but because they are not consistent. They start strong, then they stop, then they start again, then they stop again. And the brain never gets enough repetition to build a new habit. Remember this. Your brain learns from what you do daily, not from what you do sometimes. So now, let's build a simple system. A system that is so easy that you cannot say no to it. A system that fits into your life without stress. We are going to divide your day into 3 small moments: morning, afternoon, and night. These are not big study sessions. These are tiny training moments for your brain. And if you follow this every day, your brain will slowly start thinking and speaking in English without force. In the morning, when you wake up, do one simple thing. Speak 3 sentences about yourself. Just 3, not 10, not 20, just 3. Say, I wake up. Say, I feel good. Say, today I will learn. These sentences are simple, but they are powerful, because they tell your brain that English is part of your life from the very beginning of the day. You are not waiting for the right time. You are starting immediately, and this creates a strong signal inside your mind. In the afternoon, when you are doing your daily work, add another small practice. Describe what you are doing. If you are eating, say, I eat food. If you are walking, say, I walk. If you are using your phone, say, I watch video. You can say it in your mind or softly with your voice. It does not matter. What matters is repetition. What matters is connection between action and English. Slowly, your brain starts linking your real life with English words. And this is how thinking in English becomes natural. At night, before you sleep, do the 3rd step. Talk about your day in very simple English. You don't need big sentences. You don't need perfect grammar. Just say, today I work. I feel tired. I watch movie. I learn English. That's it. You are not writing an essay. You are training your brain. And when you repeat this every night, something beautiful starts to happen. Your brain begins to organize your thoughts in English. It starts remembering patterns. It starts improving without you even noticing. Now here's the most important idea you must understand. These small actions are not small. They are powerful. They are what I call micro wins. And micro wins build confidence. Every time you complete these 3 steps, your brain feels success. It feels progress. And when the brain feels success, it wants more. It becomes motivated naturally, not forced, not fake. Real motivation comes from small success, not from big dreams. Let me ask you something. What if just 5 minutes in the morning, a few seconds in the afternoon, and 5 minutes at night can slowly change the way your brain works? What if you don't need pressure, stress, or long hours? What if fluency is built quietly, step by step, day by day? This is not just a question. This is the truth that many successful learners follow. I want you to imagine a person who starts with one sentence, just one. On day 1, they say, I am happy. On day 2, they say, I am tired. On day 3, they say, I go home. It feels small, it feels slow. But after 1 week, they are saying more. After 1 month, they are more comfortable. After 3 months, they are speaking without fear. What changed? Not talent, not magic. Just daily micro practice, just repetition, just consistency. You must also understand this. Your brain does not care about your goals. It cares about your actions. You can say, I want to speak English fluently, but if your daily actions do not support it, nothing will change. But if your actions are simple and consistent, even without big goals, your brain will still change. Because the brain learns from doing, not from wishing. So from today, remove the pressure from your learning. Stop thinking about big results. Stop thinking about perfect fluency. Focus on today. Focus on your 3 small actions: morning, afternoon, night. That's it. Keep it simple. Keep it consistent. Keep it real. And one day, you will notice something surprising. You will speak a sentence without thinking too much. You will understand something without translating. You will feel a small moment of confidence. That moment is not small. That moment is proof. Proof that your brain is changing. Proof that your system is working. Proof that you are becoming someone new. Remember this line and keep it in your mind every day. Small steps, done daily, create big transformation. Your brain is learning. Your brain is adapting. And with every small practice, you are getting closer to the fluency you once thought was impossible. Chapter 4. Speak without fear, even if you are wrong. Now we are going to face the biggest invisible wall that stops most learners from becoming fluent. This wall is not vocabulary. This wall is not grammar. This wall is fear. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of sounding wrong. Fear of being judged. And this fear is very powerful because it does not just stop your voice, it stops your brain. The moment fear enters your mind, your brain goes into protection mode. It does not want to take risks. It does not want to try new things. It wants to stay safe. And for your brain, safety means silence. That is why even when you know the words, even when you understand the sentence, you still don't speak. It is not because you cannot speak. It is because your brain is trying to protect you from feeling embarrassed. But here is the truth that can change everything for you. Your brain does not know the difference between real danger and imagined danger. When you stand in front of people and try to speak English, your brain feels like you are in danger. It feels like something bad can happen. So it blocks your words. It slows your thinking. It makes you nervous. But in reality, there is no danger. No one is going to harm you because you made a mistake. A wrong sentence is not a threat. It is just a step in learning. And once you understand this, you can start taking control of your fear instead of letting fear control you. Let me ask you something very honestly. How did you learn your first language? Did you speak perfectly from the beginning? No. You made many mistakes. You said wrong words. You formed broken sentences. But no one stopped you. No one said, "Be perfect first, then speak." You learned by speaking again and again. You learned by being wrong many times. And slowly, your brain improved. The same rule applies to English. But this time, you have added fear. And this fear is slowing your progress. You need to remove this pressure from your mind. You need to give yourself permission to be wrong. Not sometimes. Every day. Because mistakes are not signs of failure, they are signs of learning. Every time you make a mistake, your brain receives a signal. It adjusts. It improves. But if you stay silent, your brain gets no signal. It stays the same. So ask yourself, what is better? A wrong sentence that helps you grow, or silence that keeps you stuck? Now let's change something very important in your mindset. Stop trying to sound perfect. Start trying to express your idea. Even if your sentence is broken, even if your grammar is not correct, your goal is communication. If someone understands you, you are already successful. Fluency is not about perfect grammar. Fluency is about flow. It is about speaking without stopping. It is about expressing your thoughts without fear. And this only comes when you allow yourself to speak freely. Here is a powerful idea that may feel strange at first, but it works. Start speaking when no one is watching. Talk to yourself. Yes, talk to yourself every day. When you are alone, speak your thoughts in English. When you look in the mirror, talk to yourself. Say, "I am learning." Say, "I feel nervous, but I try." Say, "I speak more today." At first, it may feel uncomfortable. It may feel strange. But slowly, it becomes normal. And when it becomes normal, your fear starts disappearing. Do you know something interesting? The fastest learners in the world practice speaking alone. They don't wait for a partner. They don't wait for the perfect situation. They create their own practice. They talk while walking. They talk while thinking. They talk while doing daily activities. And because of this, their brain becomes comfortable with speaking. When the real moment comes to speak with others, they are not afraid, because their brain already has practice. Let me give you a simple challenge. From today, speak to yourself for just 2 minutes daily. Just 2 minutes, not more. Stand in front of a mirror or sit quietly and talk. Say anything. Talk about your day. Talk about your feelings. Talk about what you see around you. Do not stop because of mistakes. Do not correct yourself again and again. Just speak. Let your brain flow. This simple exercise will do something powerful inside you. It will reduce fear. It will increase confidence. And most importantly, it will train your brain to stay active while speaking. You must also understand that confidence does not come before action. Confidence comes from action. Many learners wait to feel confident before they speak, but that day never comes. Because confidence is not a starting point, it is a result. When you speak again and again, even with fear, your brain starts realizing that nothing bad happens. Slowly, the fear becomes smaller. Slowly, your voice becomes stronger. And one day, you will speak without thinking about fear at all. Imagine this moment. You are speaking in English. You make a small mistake, but you don't stop. You continue. You finish your idea, and the other person understands you. That feeling, that small moment, is powerful. It tells your brain, I can do this. And once your brain believes this, everything starts changing. So from today, make a new rule. Speak, even if you are wrong. Speak, even if you are not ready. Speak, even if your voice shakes. Because every sentence you speak is training your brain. Every mistake you make is building your fluency. And every moment you choose courage over fear, you are becoming stronger. Remember this line and keep it deep in your mind. Fluency does not come from being perfect. Fluency comes from being brave. Your voice matters, your effort matters, and the more you speak, the more your brain will learn that English is not something to fear, it is something you can own. Chapter 5. Use your environment to train your brain. Now let's unlock something very powerful that most learners completely ignore. You don't just learn English from books. You don't just learn English from videos. You learn English from your environment. Everything around you can either help your brain grow or keep it stuck. And the truth is very simple. If your environment is only your native language, your brain will stay there. But if you slowly bring English into your daily life, your brain will start accepting it as something normal, not something special, not something difficult, just something natural. Look around you right now. Your room, your phone, your daily routine. Everything is already part of your life. Now imagine if English also becomes part of this same life. Not extra work, not something heavy, just something that exists around you. This is how your brain learns fastest. Not by force, but by exposure. Not by pressure, but by presence. Let's start with something very simple. Objects around you. Every day you see the same things. Table, chair, phone, door, mirror. These are not just objects. These are opportunities. When you look at them, say their names in English. Say, this is a table. Say, this is my phone. Say it again and again. Slowly your brain starts connecting the object directly with the English word. No translation, no delay, just direct understanding. And this is how thinking in English becomes natural. Now take it one step further. Use your actions. When you move, speak. When you do something, describe it. I open the door. I drink water. I sit here. These are very small sentences, but they are powerful training for your brain. Because now your brain is not just learning English, it is living English. And when English becomes part of your actions, it becomes faster, stronger, and more automatic. Let's talk about your phone. You use it every day, many hours. Now imagine if your phone becomes your English teacher. Change your phone language to English. At first, it may feel uncomfortable. You may not understand everything, but that is exactly the point. Your brain starts seeing English again and again. Words repeat, patterns repeat, and slowly your brain adapts, without extra effort, without stress. Now think about what you watch and what you listen to. If all your content is in your native language, your brain stays there. But if you start watching simple English videos, even for a few minutes, your brain starts adjusting. Start with easy content. Very easy, content you can understand without pressure. Listen to simple sentences. Repeat them if you can. Even if you understand only 50%, it is enough. Because your brain is learning the rhythm, the sound, the flow of English. Let me tell you a small story. There was a learner who was struggling just like you. They studied grammar, they learned words, but they could not speak. Then one day, they made a simple change. They started living with English. They changed their phone language. They watched simple English videos daily. They spoke to themselves while doing daily tasks. At first, nothing felt different, but after some time, something changed. They started understanding faster. They started thinking in English without trying too hard. And one day they spoke a full sentence without fear. That moment was not magic. That moment was the result of environment. Now ask yourself this question. What if your room becomes your classroom? What if your daily life becomes your practice? What if you don't need extra time, but just a different way of living? This is the shift that can change everything. You don't need to change your whole life in one day. Start small. Label a few objects in your room. Use simple English in your actions. Watch 5 minutes of easy English content. Listen to simple sentences. Repeat them softly. That's it. Keep it simple, keep it natural, keep it daily. The goal is not to create pressure. The goal is to create presence. English should not feel like a subject. It should feel like a part of your life. When you wake up, English is there. When you use your phone, English is there. When you move, English is there. And when English is everywhere, your brain stops resisting it. It starts accepting it. And here is something very powerful. Your brain learns faster when it sees the same thing again and again. This is called repetition, but not boring repetition, natural repetition. When you see the word door every day, when you say open the door every day, your brain does not forget it. It becomes automatic. You don't think, you just know. And this is the foundation of fluency. You must also remember that you don't need to understand everything. You just need to stay connected. Even if you understand little, your brain is still learning. Even if you feel slow, your brain is still building patterns. Trust the process. Trust your environment. So from today, make one powerful decision. Bring English into your life. Not as a task, but as a habit. Not as a burden, but as a part of who you are becoming. Because when your environment changes, your brain changes. And when your brain changes, your speaking changes. One day you will look around and realize something amazing. You are no longer trying to learn English, you are living it. And that is the moment when fluency starts becoming real. Chapter 6. Become a new person who speaks English. Now we come to the most powerful shift in your entire journey. This is not about words. This is not about grammar. This is about identity, the way you see yourself. Because your brain does not just follow practice, it follows belief. It follows the story you tell yourself every day. If you keep saying, "I am learning English," your brain stays careful. It stays slow. It stays unsure. But the moment you start saying, "I am someone who speaks English," something begins to change inside you. Your brain starts acting differently. Your behavior starts changing, and your confidence starts growing without force. Most learners stay stuck because they see themselves as beginners forever. They say, "I am not ready. I am still learning. I will speak later." But later never comes because their identity keeps them in the same place. You must understand this clearly. You don't become fluent first and then believe in yourself. You believe first and then you become fluent. This is how your brain works. It follows the version of you that you accept. Think about it like this. If you believe you are someone who cannot speak English, your brain will find reasons to stay silent. It will remind you of mistakes. It will create fear. It will slow you down. But if you start believing, even in a small way, that you are someone who speaks English, your brain will support that belief. It will push you to try. It will help you find words. It will reduce fear slowly. Because now your brain is working with you, not against you. This is why small daily statements are very powerful. Not big, complicated sentences. Simple, strong statements. Say, "I speak English." Say, "I improve every day." Say, "I am not afraid to try." At first, it may feel strange. Your mind may say, "This is not true," but keep saying it. Keep repeating it. Because your brain learns through repetition. The same way it learned fear, it can learn confidence. Now imagine your future self. Close your eyes for a moment and see that person. You are speaking in English. Not perfectly, but freely. You are expressing your thoughts. You are not stopping after every word. You are not afraid of mistakes. You are communicating. You are alive in the language. That person is not different from you. That person is you, just trained, just practiced, just consistent. The most powerful thing is this: you don't need to wait to become that person. You can start acting like that person today. Speak a little more. Think in English a little more. Try without fear a little more. These small actions send a strong message to your brain. This is who I am becoming. And slowly, your brain starts accepting it as truth. Let me tell you something very real. Every fluent speaker you see today was once a beginner. Every confident voice you hear today once made mistakes. The difference is not talent. The difference is identity. They decided, at some point, "I will speak," and they stayed with that decision. Even when it was uncomfortable, even when it was slow, they kept going. And their brain followed. You are at that same point right now. You can continue thinking, "I am not ready," or you can say, "I start now." This one decision can change your future. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because the moment you decide, your actions begin to change. And when your actions change, your brain changes. There will be days when you feel slow. There will be moments when you forget words. There will be times when you feel stuck. But don't go back to your old identity. Don't say, "I cannot do this." Instead say, "I am learning. I continue." Keep moving. Keep speaking. Keep practicing. Because consistency builds identity, and identity builds fluency. You must also understand that you don't need anyone's permission to become an English speaker. You don't need a perfect accent. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need to sound like a native. You just need to express your thoughts. That is enough. That is real speaking. That is real communication. And one day, something beautiful will happen. You will speak a sentence, and it will feel natural. You will understand something, and it will feel easy. You will express an idea, and it will feel free. And in that moment, you will realize something powerful. You are no longer trying to become fluent. You are already on the path. You are already changing. You are already becoming someone new. So from today, carry this belief with you, not as a dream, but as a decision. I am someone who speaks English. Repeat it, live it, practice it, and slowly, your brain will accept it. Your fear will disappear. Your confidence will grow, and your fluency will become real. If you feel something changed in your mind today, don't ignore it. Start now. Write one simple English sentence in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel Donate, and begin your journey today. Your brain is ready. You just needed to train it.